another episode of NBA Central. Steve O, we are
What's good?
predicting tonight's play-in games, baby. It's playoff basketball. It's been a long season, especially for Bulls fans.
For sure.
We're going to talk about the two games tonight between Atlanta and Miami and the Lakers in Minnesota right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, we are in the building, the place to be, NBA Central. Man, I've been looking forward to this ever since the league introduced the play-in tournament. I've been interested in it. The Bulls missed it the first year, the year they traded for Vucevic, barely missed that play-in experience. And they didn't have to do it last year because they started off the season so well and ended up, in the top six. However, this season has been up and down. Can't believe they won 40 games and they're in the play-in, but they don't play till tomorrow. Tonight, we are discussing the LA Lakers versus Minnesota, as well as the Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat. We're going to start with the Lakers versus Minnesota. We know the Lakers sitting over there licking their chops right now.
For sure. They better. Like, hey, if they go down and somehow lose this game,
Which is possible.
which is definitely like we it's a strange league. Anything can happen on any given night. So, man, they shouldn't that's the thing. They shouldn't. They have no reason to lose. But if they come out here and lose, that's gonna look bad on a lot of people, the front office, Darvin Ham, all that.
I mean, on Minnesota's side, we all know what happened at this point. Between Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson, and then the young man, what's his name, punched the wall. McDaniels, Jaden
Jaden
McDaniels.
McDaniels. Yep.
So all of that plays a role in how things are going to go down tonight. I feel like Minnesota had a good chance of beating the Lakers had they had a full complement of players.
Mhm.
And I still feel like they do still have a chance because it's win or go home. Both teams' backs are against the wall. And, ultimately, the reason Minnesota was kind of able to get away with not get away with, but how they're able to at least fall back on suspending Rudy Gobert is that they got two opportunities to make it to the playoffs. So if they lose tonight, expect Rudy Gobert to play the next game for the AC versus whoever wins that 9-10 game. So who you got tonight? Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bubble champions LeBron and AD versus Ant-Man and Cat.
Yeah, the bubble champions better come out and beat the bubble out there. That's what I know. For real, like you just gotta come in. This is the type of game I'll come in and be like, yo, we got a lot of. They got to play another game after this if they win, correct?
No, if they
No.
win, they secure the number 7 seed.
Oh, you could secure the 7th seed. Go in there and beat them real quick so you could go rest. That's
Yep.
what I feel like they should do. Go in, get the win, beat them up real quick. You match up well, super well with them now. All their bigs and best defenders are gone. Go in here and do what you gotta do. Get up out of LA so you can relax and get ready for who you got to go up against in the playoffs.
So you picking the Lakers to defeat
I
Minnesota
am
tonight.
picking the Lakers. Yes, I am.
And so am I. It's more so just off of experience. I feel like LeBron and AD have been there before. They've also played play-in game tournament games as well. So I feel like, hey, these guys have enough experience, and they've been playing well too since they made the trades. I think they 18-6 or something like that since they made the trades before the All-Star break or right around the All-Star break. So the Lakers, even with us picking them, they better come out. Even if we picked against them, they better
They
come out
better.
and win.
Yeah.
All
Especially
right,
with
so
all the moves they made. Like that's what I'm looking. All the moves they made, and the moves was actually better than what they had before. The team makes sense now. Like it fits around AD and Brian better. So yeah, after all the moves they done done, you got to come out and get this dub. Ain't no excuses.
bro. So we got the Lakers winning, securing the number 7 seed, and thus Minnesota should be playing again in a couple of days against whoever wins this 9-10 seed between Oklahoma and New Orleans. So now,
Wait, before you go, I want to say just throw in a little prediction. Who you want to see them go up against?
who?
Against OKC or New Orleans?
Oh man, we gonna do the prediction show tomorrow, but of course OKC. I want to see SGA in the playoffs. I mean, in the playoffs. I don't want to see him just have one shot and that's it. I would love to
Yeah,
see Oklahoma City make fight their way in to the play-ins. I mean, to the playoffs.
yeah. I just think it's gonna be more of a challenge for the Lakers. New Orleans win. That's gonna be a boring series, in my opinion.
Well, the Lakers again, they would lock up the 7 seed, and then they would end up playing against Sacramento.
Oh, they playing sack.
Because Sacramento is number 2 in the
Okay,
West. So it's two
okay,
1-8, 2-7, 3-6, and 4-5.
okay,
So
okay.
the Lakers, if they win tonight, they'll be locked in, not Sacramento, to Memphis. They'll be locked in to playing against Memphis.
Memphis. Okay. Mm,
Memphis is the number 2 seed. That's gonna be a dope series.
yeah.
Listen, if the Lakers win tonight, you're gonna have the Memphis Grizzlies, the young, brash, cocky squad that think they done enough to at least warrant all the crazy things they've done this season just because they won a couple of playoff games over the last
Against
couple of years.
against the broke down street clothes champions, bro.
So
Hey,
we
yeah.
we we I'm looking forward to that series. I'm looking forward to Dylan Brooks out there. I'm looking forward to Josh seeing what he can do. It'll be dope. It'll be a fun series. The young squad with the old vets going against each other. And hey, the Lakers, even though they're number 7, they definitely not going to be underdogs in all of
Mhm.
those games. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be a situation where the Lakers got a chance to come out of that series and beat the number 2 seed. The West is so crazy that the
Mhm.
lower seeds aren't necessarily the worst teams. I'm saying
Right.
it's not like it used to be.
Yeah. This probably the most different playing situation we've seen ever. So yeah.
So and then the early game of the night, we started with the Lakers game because all the crazy stuff that's happening with Minnesota. But I'm expecting Anthony Edwards to play well tonight, regardless of if they win or lose. You got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat in Miami. We talking about Heat culture. Jimmy Butler been doing his thing. Trey Young averaging 26 and 10 for the season. Can the Hawks go into Miami tonight and get a win, or what you thinking?
Man, they in Miami.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I don't see them because usually I tend to pick people when they visit Miami. I tend to pick against them because you know how Miami get. But this team ain't really like the characteristic is not really like that. So I feel like Atlanta go come in and get that win for sure.
You think Atlanta beating Miami tonight in
Yeah,
Miami?
like I just don't see like I just haven't seen a cohesive unit when it comes to the Heat. Like don't get me wrong, like they can come in and get coached. Like Eric Spoelstra can coach the hell out of them. So like he could come in and out coach who they got, Nate McMillan, not Nate McMillan,
Nah, Dan
Atkinson
Quinn.
or
No, he's
Dan Quinn. They all look the same. Shit, but
Nate
yeah.
Miller don't look nothing like
Not
Dan
Nate, not Nate McMillan, but Kenny Atkinson and Quinn could be brothers. I don't care what y'all say. But
Quinn.
yeah, he could. It could be a good coaching duel. So I'm not confident saying the Hawks in no form or fashion, but I'm gonna lean with the Hawks.
And I'm going with the Heat. The same reason why I'm going with the Lakers. The Heat have been here before. In the last 3 seasons, they've just shown it. For whatever reason, once it gets down to the playoffs, they either gonna make it to the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. They the San Antonio Spurs of the Eastern Conference.
But bro,
I just can't bet against Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, Bam, and those guys. Tyler Heroes had a great season as well. I just can't bet against these guys in a playoff situation. I think they would prefer to be the number 7 seed as opposed to the number 8 seed. And I think they match up well against who's number 2. Is it Philly or Boston out there? Because I know Milwaukee locked
it's
up.
Boston.
Yeah, so they match up well against Boston as well. They're not afraid of them. And it'll be a great series to see, all the talk and brouhaha about Boston this year with Jason Tatum, everything that happened before the season and then during the season with them starting
Mhm.
off super duper hot. They definitely have championship aspirations. It'd be crazy to see them lose in the first round to a Miami Heat team that didn't really start playing good basketball until like a month ago.
Yeah, but I can say the same for I can say the same for me. The Hawks, they was in the same position a couple years ago. They was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now the difference is Nate McMillan was their coach. So
Hmm.
that could be a little bit different. So
And
I
he
like I
took
could
over. He took
Yeah,
over during that season.
yep. So yeah, I could definitely see why you lean towards the Heat in this instance. So yeah, it's a flip of the coin, in
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion.
And then whoever loses this game faces the winner of the 9-10 seed, which is Toronto and the Bulls. So it's looking like it's probably going to
Yeah.
be Toronto, but we're going to do the prediction show for the 9-10 games tomorrow. Um, After we sleep on it a little bit, see what's
Yeah,
happening. You did. All right, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us this morning
for
on
sure.
NBA Central for our prediction show. Make sure to check out all the Centrals: the
All
Chicago
of them.
Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Sky Central. If you miss any of the WNBA draft coverage, go ahead over to Chicago Sky Central. They did cover a little bit of that draft. And then of course we
Hmm.
got Chicago Baseball Central, which is Chicago White Sox and Chicago Cubs Central, along with the Cognac Boys Shot Bulls podcast. Y'all
For
make sure
sure.
y'all rock with the game, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And we did have a comment. Hold on, let's see. Good morning, fellas from
My guy William Jackson, for
what
sure.
up, Big O? Appreciate you, Brody. And
Uh-huh.
hey, that's it. That's all. Can't wait till tonight. I'm not sure if we
Uh-huh.
doing live calls, but y'all will see it pop up with your
Yeah.
thumbnails and such. If you got the bells
Just make sure.
notification,
About to say, make sure you have your bell notification on. That's gonna make sure you gonna know every time, and it's gonna be scheduled ahead of time if you want to double check. So if we don't know yet, but go check later on, and it'll be scheduled. If you see a schedule, that mean a live is coming for sure.
and that's on this channel, so it's not gonna be on the
Mhm.
Shot Bulls podcast. It's gonna be right over here on NBA Central for playoff games that aren't related to the Chicago Bulls.
For sure.
All right, we're gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by